Welcome to episode 8 of Questions for Cole. I'm Cole. Thanks to all of you who are continuing to send questions in. The email address is cole@selkirkunitedchurch.ca. That's cole@selkirkunitedchurch.ca. Keep them coming. I have something a little different for you this week. I have a question for all of you to start off with. Someone asked me about my favorite hymns a week or so ago, so now it's my turn to ask you about your favorite hymns. In fact, we'd like to do a little survey of the congregation. So any of you who are watching, doesn't matter if you're a regular attender at Selkirk United, send in your top 5 favorite hymns, or just a few, or even just one if you don't have 5, but up to 5 of your favorite hymns. Send them in to chris@selkirkunitedchurch.ca, and we are going to keep a list and we'll see which hymns are the big winners after a few weeks' time. And that will also help me in choosing some of the ones that many of you love when it comes time to choosing hymns for our worship services. So don't be shy, we'd love to hear from all of you. Again, the email is chris@selkirkunitedchurch.ca. I did get a few of your questions that came in this week. One was responding to me saying that if I had to live anywhere in the world, it would be somewhere in Riding Mountain National Park. So someone sent in a subsequent question, two-parter, asking, where did you grow up and what was your favorite thing to do in Riding Mountain National Park? Well, I grew up in Brandon, Manitoba, the Wheat City, home of the Wheat Kings. Go Wheaties. And part 2, my favorite thing to do in Riding Mountain, that's a more difficult one. I love the mint chocolate chip ice cream that they serve on the boardwalk. I love walking on the pier. I love the old movie theater. I love a lot of things. But probably my favorite thing is just the sense of peace I get when I'm there. Going for walks in the woods. Oops, I said going for walks. My dog needs a walk now. He rose to the occasion and his ears perked right up. Just a sec. I'll be right back. Oh, better press pause. You don't need to wait for the whole walk. Okay, that was good. Where was I? Oh yes, the sense of peace when I'm at Riding Mountain National Park, being surrounded by nature, having quality time with the special people in my life, hearing the loons, watching the sunset, seeing so many stars when you wander away from the lights for a while. All those things that are just so good for the soul. And it's one of those places where it's so easy to feel the presence of God. Thanks for that question. Next one. What have you had for pets during your lifetime? Good question. Smokey, the best dog ever when I was growing up. He was a mixed breed and he was just great. Wonderful dog. Some days I liked him even better than my older brother. Not many days. My brother was great too. I think there may have been a cat for maybe a few months to a year when I was very, very young, but I've tried to block that from my memory. Can't even remember the name of it. Tinkerbell, maybe? I'm not sure. Next dog, Benji the Beagle. He was a great escape artist, but he always came back. Great dog. Then Pepper, the toy fox terrier. He lived to be about 1,000 years old, I think. He was a tiny little wise old dog. Had some issues as he got older, like the rest of us do, but a great dog. Then Gus, best dog ever. Gus was part Lhasa Apso, part something else. Cutest little shaggy black dog with a white beard made him look so wise. And then finally Scamp, who you heard about and met here on Questions for Cole just a few episodes ago. And that's it, other than some turtles and newts that really belonged more to our son when he was younger. Oh, and there was a budgie somewhere in there too. Oscar? Long time ago. Barely remember him. Thanks for the question. Speaking of pets, I received a funny note from one of our congregation members this week following our communion service on Sunday. This was the email that she sent. Nice service. I had a good laugh. When you said to get your elements ready for communion, my dog went and had a drink of water. It was great timing. Great timing indeed. That's perfect. Good dog. Listens better than a lot of the congregation. Anyway, next question. Last question. Is anything happening at the church anytime soon? Ugh. Well, not regular Sunday services yet, that's for sure. The limits for indoor crowds of people are still set at 25. And since we often have 100 people or more in church on Sunday mornings, it just doesn't make any sense logistically to try to have services for just a fraction of our congregation. And there are still worries about physical distancing, and there couldn't be any singing or responsive readings, and I think it just wouldn't feel like church yet. So no services just yet. There are going to be a couple of small things happening at the church for your information. Church Council has approved the use of the church for 2 occasions for a couple of our renters, both very small groups, both staying within the guidelines, both following the rules and regulations set out by the government, and with the building being well cleaned and surfaces and entrances sanitized following the events. And we're still having our hymns recorded there once a week with all precautions being followed very carefully. So if you do see a few vehicles at the church during your morning or afternoon walks on occasion, you'll know what's going on. In the meantime, we'll be continuing to offer our church services and these midweek talks, and we'll keep finding ways to connect online and over the phone and by email with our church family as best we can. Thank you for the questions again this week. Next week will be a holiday week for me, but I will be back in 2 weeks' time with another set of questions for Cole, so keep them coming in. God bless, and we'll see you next time.